Hello, welcome in. Another update from me. Um, ain't got good. You hear me? Second blessing of the day. Lord, let me get another one, please. Okay, so and then this just made it. Ha ha ha! This just made it even more better. Okay, so um, yesterday I went to volunteer because I told myself I'm gonna do it twice a month. Do you know what I mean? But if I can't, I'm going to do it once. And I had already still told myself or said even on here that I'm going to let everybody know my name. I want to be the product of Jesus. Like seriously. Like you know how they say um be whenever I see that, like I want to be who people see. That's funny. They didn't even tell me this. I want to be who people see. Whenever people look at me, I want them to be like, God lives in her. You know what I mean? Like, of course, jealous people and stuff think I'm the devil, but they're really the devil. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, so I ended up getting to reschedule my dentist appointment. That was Monday because it was the ice storm, and I think that was like kind of the last time I updated, and I hadn't even updated before then. But um, ending, getting closer to it's the 29th, and I'm getting closer to the day that our days are dwindling down in the shelter. I will be able to find a place. I already know it's going to work out in the next month before we even have time or things are going to work out. Seriously. So I don't. I just hesitated, I guess, at first because I didn't want to. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. I'm rambling. Went to volunteer yesterday. I ended up the snowstorm knocked us out Monday, so I didn't have my dentist appointment. They wanted to schedule me for Tuesday. I was like, no, I can't do that. That's our first day back. So I waited to our second day back. So and then, no, they didn't have anything Wednesday. But I decided, and this is what happens when I lie. I don't know about anybody else, but it always comes back on me. But anyways, I told them that I had rescheduled Wednesday. So they were like, okay, and I never really said where I was going Thursday, or I did, but they just probably didn't remember because Thursday is my therapy appointment. And long story short, long story short, my brother's birthday's the 3rd, and I've decided to see the therapist once a month, and this is just like my first time this month this year, and I'm like, I have to go early to see her because she'll give me an hour. If I get off at 3:30 and be here at 4, I only have 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not fair to me when I started going every week, and I'm just down to once a month, and that's just a mental goal for me, to go once a month and to keep up with this, because one, mentally it's good. She's one of the only adults I really talk to, and it's good even at any age to have a safe person, and um I really that like actually last year was my first time. It was my third or fourth time with Tanya, but I was really mainly seeing another person who's not here anymore. But I still like Tanya. She's cool. Um, she kind of walked out there, I think, because she said she was having stomach problems during our last hour. She just had to use the bathroom, period. But that's totally fine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't kind of expect anybody to sit there and talk to me all day. I know I'll be running to the bathroom, and I can't. It's hard for me. I can sit and listen to somebody, but eventually I'm going to ad lib. You know what I mean? So I do understand, but I did tell her that I prefer that anyways, because that's how I know you're listening, if you're actually responding and stuff. So, anyways, when I was mad I was off today. Ugh, didn't even say that. So I ended up getting called while I was volunteering and told that I had today off. And I'm like, what the crap? Which they did send everybody home early, or a lot of people home yesterday at 12. So I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? We just randomly don't have any orders, or y'all think you can handle whatever with the people that you have and you're just cutting people. And I took 2 days off in a row, which wasn't on purpose, but it would have been 2 days in between. But anyways, so they just cut me. So it kind of still was on purpose to me, because I'm even off Friday and Saturday, so I'm like just brokenhearted about it, but this just made it better. um I went to hot diggity dog. Went to the school today, and I just did some things today. I just took the time to realize that I'm just going to reset, refocus, and take care of me the next couple days. I started the day with a massage, then I got me a tea, then I'm still sipping on, honestly, I'm diabetic, so this stuff be really too sweet for me. I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm about to do is pour half of it in a thing and then fills up water, and then it tastes fine. And then I really get 2 for the price of 1. And I spent $12 on this tea. Yes, I did. It has vitamins and things on it. Whatever. It's my luxury. And I want to get my nails done tomorrow, or at least go get me some nail stuff and just make myself feel better and just kind of take some time to rest, because I know mentally I'm kind of just wired. Because yesterday, and this is really why I had to update, because I had to let y'all know what happened. Because I probably was out of line a little bit, even just a little bit. Forgive me, Father. I was probably out of line. I'm not even gonna lie. I probably was out of line a little bit. So what had happened was, Jesus, let me shut this. What had happened was that I got the text message. Then as I'm looking at my phone, I look up and here goes this dude passing. And now Jeremiah, or a homeboy who be up in front, he cool. He is normally more anal. I'm gonna be honest with you. He was kind of sitting down like, I feel like he probably was like, I'm not gonna stress myself today. I'm gonna let her go. And I was by myself for like maybe the first 30 minutes because I had got there early, and I just went ahead and jumped online because I'm like, all these people. And me and Alejandra, we got it in there, the Hispanic pastor's wife. Beautiful. She's beautiful. Anyways, me and her got it started. So it was just me and her out there. She was registering people and I'm signing people in, and we got it started because it was like 30 minutes till and people were already there. And I'm just like, Lord, but people need food. And they, some of them heard that we were starting first because they did the call last week, so they probably came early. So as we was sitting there in the line, we got to the end. And as we started, Buddy came, and Buddy was sitting there and he passed. And I'm like, oh, no, he ain't. Understand, I done missed a half a day of work. I'm hitting 30,000 steps, 25. I'm hitting my minimum these days. Sometimes it's 20. I'll say 15 to 20, but most times it's 25 to 30,000 steps. A little, not a little bit more, 34. So me, I'm full of energy. And it's funny because I've been wanting to run. I see this dude and I'm like, I'm going to say something. Then it's like, no. And I was like, I'm going to say nothing. I'm like, no, I'm going to go say something to him because it's not fair. Because, mess with me all day. Mess with innocent people, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And I guess just honestly, this is where I feel like I was out of line, because even thinking back, I tried to tell him to go back around because he was on the end. So he could have just turned around and went back and got back in the end. You know what I mean? We could have actually worked it out, but he was like, oh, me no English. I was like, yeah, I was going to say I speak a little Spanish, but I'm like, okay, it's okay. White, you can go. Yeah, it's okay. Vamos, señor. Thank you. I'm like, I can't let you pass all these people. And if you're going to play stupid, you got to go. You got to go. Forgive me, Lord. He had to go. And honestly, as I was walking fast towards him, I started running. Like something was just like, run. And I've been wanting to run. And honestly, when I was out there yesterday, I was like, can you just imagine that this is what God made me for? To be a super volunteer, to grow gardens and feed people and help people, but somewhere I have to, because I not during this, but it was somewhere to channel all of my energy, because I'm kind of just a hyper person. And I'm just out there. I was 2 people. I'm always 2 people. Every time I work, I'm 2 people. So out there parking, you know what I mean? I had on a light green sweatshirt. I had on a different sweatshirt. So I'm just waving people down like, I parked that parking lot. I did an excellent job to be out there by myself. Jeremiah did come out there like a little bit later, but for the most part, I was out here by myself, So I went and, I decided to, I told the man, I was like, yeah, he's playing dumb. So I'm just like, whatever. But the lady behind him was like, you go, girl. I was like, I just don't think it's fair for him to pass y'all when y'all been here for like 2 or 3 hours, 2.5 hours. That's messed up. You ain't doing it in front of me. And there was another girl on a moped and she passed, but I mean, she was on a moped. You know what I'm saying? And, but she was like, but she got there, you know what I'm saying? And she was about to carry all that stuff with her, so what can you do? She passed, and then she was still probably more cold. I would have respected her more if she would have asked, like, hey, I'm on this bike. Can I move forward? You know what I mean? You think these people will care if I pass? Probably not. Because it's like 30 degrees out here and everybody sees you out here. And I'm sure if no matter what, they probably wouldn't have cared. You know what I'm saying? And at least you got in line. But wherever she came from, wherever other dude came from, that wasn't fair. I don't think he was one of the people, because when I first got there was a lot of construction workers there, or not construction workers, I'm sorry, lawn people. And I took the best picture. They were out there, just helping, and it was just a beautiful scene. I get so much enjoyment out of helping. I just do. I've even doing this outreach. Like, it's just one of my favorite things I've ever probably volunteered to do, honestly. And I'm just glad that I've just kept going back. And I finally seen Pastor Drew. He's been trying to call me. In my defense, for a week and a half, he didn't give me his callback number. So I'm like, you want me to call the church? But it just goes to this automated voicemail thing. And my half Gen Z, I don't know where I'm at, let's be honest, brain, that's too technological for me. I gotta listen to this person say I mean, I guess if I could just press 0 to do it, I don't know. Sorry if that's a bad excuse, but that's just the reason. I'm just like, well, he'll call me back. And honestly, that's how I felt. Plus, and then I ended up emailing Shelby, and I just haven't been able to talk to this man. But to me, that is the devil too, because he's keeping us apart. Like, my brother in Christ, Pastor Drew, I love him. I do. I have a love for him. I was telling love yesterday, but I was like, I don't want to be weird, because I just don't know him, and I know how people just come and be thing, but I'm so thankful for him. Like, he's just an honest person, and I'm just thankful for him, for real. And Killer Cam tapped out. You hear me? Look, I don't know where he was, but he probably saw me walk up, and he saw the whole incident, or he just saw what he saw, and just, let's go tap Crystal out. Because a couple months ago, I was like, okay, I've been here for 2 hours. I gotta go. I gotta tap out. These people are getting on my nerves, because they don't be listening. They want to ask you questions. And that was when I wasn't really wanting to listen to questions. Yesterday, I was actually more prone to it. And because I know more, I can answer more. What it is, too, is I need to grab me a walkie-talkie. But when I get there, I see cars, so I go help. And that's just, I'm country. That's my nature. Somebody needs, and I'm, like I said, me and Alejandra busted it out. I'm sure we had like a whole row slewed before what's his name even came out there and helped me. So, I just praise God for finally getting to meet her. She's so pretty, and just being able to be out there, even though Jeremiah wasn't really with it today. But it's like they usually have more people, but I'm two people. I'm hyper. I'm just a naturally hyper person. I can't help it. But yeah. So I don't know. Was I wrong for making him get out of line? He passed. He passed at least 100 cars. He passed, y'all. He passed. It's not fair. It isn't. And I know maybe that was supposed to be one of them things. I was supposed to let God handle it. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, you passed. Shame on you. Let the Lord strike you down. And maybe that's what I was supposed to do instead. Or I don't know. But I feel like I was kind of wrong. Because I kicked him out of line, and he only had one. He probably has kids and shit too. But at the end of the day, why didn't he think about that before he? No, why did he play stupid? I'm so sorry. I'm going through this thing where I live in Gainesville, and it's mainly Hispanics, and I love Hispanic people. I love their culture. I love how they stay together. I wish black people was like that. I love Hispanic people, but I hate how I get treated when I'm not one of them. That breaks my heart. That is what breaks my heart. That is what breaks my heart. That is what breaks my heart. Because it was like when I was a kid, how I wouldn't felt treated like I was family with mainly white people that I grew up with. But it's like as I grew up, I did grow up with them. And as I learned more Spanish, I do know them. And then they were doing something, and I was like letting people go, or I was just trying. I don't know. But I need to grab me a walkie next time I go, and that's just my lesson of that one. And I called Pastor Drew after it. I'm like, he probably still standing out there, but let me leave him a message. And I'm like, dude, please call me tomorrow, because I am off. I probably should have called him, but I had therapy today. Or I've been just trying to mentally get my brain back to a little bit of normalcy, because I don't like being mean, upset Crystal. And I can see that the place I'm working now is doing that to me, because I took an initiative and I applied for the job through the job. I don't recall signing anything saying that I couldn't, but I know that I've passed some indivisible line because they're actually considering me for the position. Now, that's not my fault, but anyway, so I've just done some things in the past week, and I've just overstepped, but in a way that I've really just been shining for myself, and I've pissed my managers off. So me needing days off for my appointments, real or not, and then not even interviews for jobs, but and then or not, real or not, I say real or not because yesterday I had an appointment with myself. I went and got a massage. I went to figure out my post office situation. They had none of my mail on hold. I have none of my mail. It's devastating. I put the thing in over a month ago, and it's never fixed itself. So I had to re-enter the thing. Don't use the paper mail, change of mail. It takes longer. It takes way longer because it's in a pile where they don't want to do it because they know everybody does it because they have to pay. They make you do it online. So I went and did it online, and I don't know, just tired, boss. But I do feel better because I just got the best news. Got to the school finally after just doing some things that I had to do today, and went to go ahead and pay for graduation just to go ahead and do it. I'm the type of person that I save things to the last minute sometimes. Things that don't need to be saved to the last minute, then I scramble around. So I was like, let me go ahead and pay for this because I also have to pay for a cap and gown. I also have to live life, and eventually I'm going to be in my own place. So I just want to make sure I can afford things. So it makes more sense just to go ahead and pay it now. And it's money that I just don't have up in there, hands up. So went to the school. And I thought that I wasn't going to get any more money back because I think whenever last year I saw, I was going to get, if I would have did 2 classes, I was going to get like maybe $1,200. But since I dropped it down to 1, I was only going to get like 3. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I had to add an extra class because I was 1 point off because I dropped accounting. Did I want to drop accounting? No, I didn't want to drop accounting. I dropped accounting because I was stressed out, and in math is a lot. You know what I mean? Math is a lot to me, and I was going through so much. I ended up being homeless again, this whole situation. So I had to drop accounting. You know what I mean? It wasn't bringing any peace to my life because I didn't have the mental capacity nor the internet connection in the cheap ass hotel that I could afford to do my accounting homework. So it put me behind, and I need to probably email my teacher and apologize because I know he's going to try to help me, and then just apologize period, because I know he helped me a lot. So I appreciate that accounting teacher. I could have passed that class given the right environment and not being stressed out. So anyways, I go to the school to pay for my graduation, and I'm like, I think I have to pay $240. And she's like, and one, I'm sitting up there, and I think I have actually met her before, like just briefly I've met her. I don't know, but her name is Crystal. So, my name is Crystal. So every time I see her, I'd be like, or I haven't seen her. Every semester, I've had to email her asking her something. So when I walked up to the desk after I had applied upstairs for graduation, I came and I was like, hey, I need to pay for graduation. Da, da, da. And I sat there, I looked at the card. I was like, Crystal Patton. He's not Crystal Patton. And she was already like, well, he can help you, So she was in charge, She just already seemed like she was in charge. And I'm like, is your name Crystal? And she was like, yeah. I was like, that's funny. I was like, I was just thinking when I seen this card, I need to email Crystal and ask her because I thought I had a balance. I'm like, is my balance $240? And I was like, because I can just go ahead and pay it right now. Like, if that's just what I got to do, let me go ahead and pay it now. And she was like, balance? Crystal, you didn't got no. He looked. I was like, no, you ain't got no balance. Didn't say nothing else. No, you ain't. I'm so glad I'm not doing like that. Didn't say nothing else. Okay. And she goes, and I go, just now you saw me and I saw how much I have on there, and guess how much I have? Like not over $900. So that's another blessing. So not only do I get my taxes this month in February, I also will get that, and that's like a blessing because I guess even these 4 days these bitches got me off, excuse me, these 4 days these ladies have me off don't mean anything right now, because at first I was like, well, this is supposed to be extra money. I mean, it's still not on my check. It's because I'm trying to just move, you know what I mean? But maybe I don't even need that. I'm not going to need all my check stubs to be fat anyways. You know what I'm saying? So things happen for a reason. I'm just honestly waiting on my start date at my new job, because no matter what, I'm leaving. They said that they were going to consider me for the position, and he tested me, but then the people around me failed me. Like, they help each other, but they wouldn't help me. And it probably was supposed to be like a lesson. Like, you don't, you pass the line, like you shouldn't be a lead, Why not? Why not? I be in here running circles around you girls. Why not? The leads make $25 an hour. Why not? And I had a manager tell me that he thought I should apply for a position there, period. Or he said I would be a good lead. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Or the conversation was, well, I'm going to leave y'all over here and we're going to let Crystal lead. Nah, I'm just playing. And I'm thinking, why are you playing? Because I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see. But for right now, I have to leave there. I have to leave the temp agency before I burn my bridge with the whole company, because these girls are just evil. They're mean girls, and they really are. And I haven't taken the time to complain about them, because last time I complained about a bully online, they saw this. But Lord knows my YouTube is way more private. They might see it years down the line, but they're not going to know I'm directly talking about them. But it's like one of these things, and I don't care either way. I don't care, and that's my problem. That's my problem. Let me say this. I don't care. I give about this much F's to stay out of jail, because who would my son have? Even in the last few years, what has kept me going is my mom was still on and off drugs really bad, or on and off drinking something, always doing something she wasn't supposed to do. So, where, okay, she's, I can't leave her with him. I couldn't leave her with my brother because he was always on something. Or I could leave him with him sometimes, but they weren't reliable full time. So I had to keep my shit together. And, I don't want that to be like, oh, you only did it because of that. Because now I do it because I wanted to. But anyways, so I'm thankful that I'm off today and tomorrow. I was honestly going to get my nails done, but then I was like, no, I need to be responsible and make sure I get my things done, because I just want my nails done for February, for Valentine's Day. Like not on Valentine's Day, for the 2 weeks going to Valentine's Day, it's a trend. Not even that it's about it being a trend. It's about me wanting my nails done. And I honestly had read, though, that going to the nail shop was a sin, but I don't feel like, I typically do them on my own. But since I be having some high anxiety or lack of trusting in God, let's say, which is completely human. I'm human. I bite my nails. Like, the fact that they're this long is great. I seen this girl just a minute ago at the Burger King. Her nails was long as hell. I was like, girl. And then, I had sat in the parking lot and ate, and she came outside and she smoked. I'm like, cigarettes. When I used to smoke, my nails did used to grow a lot, but her nails are long, and I want to get to where my natural nails are long. And I know that's not 100% the way to do it. Y'all know I know, as a nutritionist, but me having nails on makes me stop biting them. They do. It makes me. It's even taught me over the years to not bite them so much. That's why I have some right now. But anyways, probably gonna go get my nails done tomorrow. Oh, and I wanted to re-braid my hair, because I was like, I'm gonna switch my hair up. Even looking at it, I feel like I could wear it at least to the end of February, into whatchamacallit, but it's almost the end of the month, and next month when I go into work, or next week when I go to work, it'll be a new month, so might as well just try a different hairstyle, or just do something different to it, because just switch it up. Still my 350. I always got my 350 in. But when I first started there, I was wearing all black. But I know that I generally keep the 350 in and stuff. But anyways, I came to my appointment early. So I'm just sitting in the car a whole hour early. I got myself. Well, I would have been at work. And that's what I told the girl. Like, I would have been at work. But I'm updating y'all on my life, where it is. I know in the next week or two that God's going to bless me so big. I just need to find the right sponsors, and then, yeah, things are going to just fall into place. And in 6 months to a year, I'll be growing food and maybe working part-time somewhere, even hopefully still at thredUP. Because that's the thing too. I don't want to switch jobs, but I gotta switch jobs because these girls be mad at me because I shine too brightly. They do. And I just hate working in a toxic environment. And with one of them, my boss now, which that's what's became the issue in the last month, is one of them is the boss now, and they're just dying to make me feel uncomfortable or like I don't belong there. But it's funny because I know when I first started working there, this girl was like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I speak a little Spanish." She's like, "Oh, did you start speaking Spanish so nobody would be talking about you?" Honestly, yeah, kind of. But then again, I was like, but I told her no, because they talked about Jesus too, because that's just something one my mom would say, and two, that's the truth. They talk about Jesus too. So I don't care if you talk about me, because I don't give it. Because half the time I know enough Spanish to know if somebody's talking to me, but half the time I don't care. I'm not listening to you because I'm the type of person if you're not talking directly to me, it's not received. Especially if it's negative shit, like it's not received. I don't care. Like, I don't know, but I know that God's going to work things out. I'm hoping that this lady has me a blessing and tells me that she's going to get me a housing voucher because let's just say I've had Titan for all these years and we did live in public housing for like 3 years at one point in time, but they wouldn't move me and I hated the area that I lived in. So it's like 3 years is a long time to live somewhere and I probably should have stuck it out. But at the same time, I felt like it was time for me to go from there. But then again, I do regret kind of leaving because it was our safe place. My rent would go up and down. You know what I mean? So I did have that opportunity, but I ain't never had no housing Section 8 voucher. So I wish I could get that because it's been hard for me. Then I can work this thredUP job comfortably, only making $17 an hour and not stress anything and learn the job because the job that I do have is a backup job. It's a thredUP, 40% off. So thankful. I get to like learn the different departments before they probably really put me in a department, and that's cool. I'm starting to get that they don't really hire a lot because I applied with them like 2 years ago and I could not get on. I didn't even get an interview. I was just getting denied because I live far away, but now that I live in Gainesville, I think that's better too. But anyways, finally got the job with this place, and I love that they're, I don't think they're a nonprofit, but they still are like a consignment shop. So they just believe in recycling things, So it's actually like where I need to be. And they only work 4 days a week, and that's awesome. You know what I mean? Because she said sometimes you get to go home early, but not all the time. And then me being able to get the voucher would just put me into place to where I could just work my 40 hours a week and then be off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then whenever I go on vacation, or Friday. Yeah, I would only be off Friday, Saturday. Sorry, I would only have to take like 1 day off and just keep the rest of the week off. I would only have to take Thursdays off. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my little 4-day vacation right there. Boom, got it. So I don't know. Things are gonna work out. I can't say how or when or where or what, but I know that things are gonna work out. And I do feel positive, and I do kind of want to stop therapy, but at the same time I don't, because it's also accountability. You know what I mean? Like meeting with Tanya once a month, and I told her that like I want her asking me questions about where I should be in a month from now, because I knew that going through being homeless within a year, it was going to do something to me. You know what I mean? Like mentally, and it almost did, but I'm still here. Because next month, 2 days, things are going to be great. They're going to be great. They're going to be so, so great. So, I'm excited. Still learning some new things. Still kicking it. But I'm going to let y'all go. Also, and we'll try to leave y'all with a final thought. I'm not where I want to be, but I know where I'm going is where I need to be. That's a good one. That's a good one. I know where I'm going is where I need to be. I don't know. I pray me and Tiny could find a place with a yard. That would be the biggest blessing. then I could grow my own. With the landlords who don't care, as long as I clean it up and move it when it needs to be moved or make it not permanent, you know? Like, that's what I want to hear. Or what, or maybe I even was telling myself, maybe I'll be able to find a house, but I've been researching and showing ChatGPT my, my credits and stuff, and she's suggesting I wait at least a year to before I purchase a place for my nonprofit. So, unless I have the right type of sponsors and funding and stuff like that, but I don't know, and I need to stop. Okay, thank you for listening. Thank you. Have a good day.